what altimeter is. It measures the height of the aircraft from the sea level. And it's a crucial piece of information because it tells us that the aircraft is aloft. So similarly, if I have to draw that analogy, analytics is an altimeter for airline business. So it provides insights which would keep airline business aloft. So it's becoming data with digitalization and so much of data being generated. There's a lot of talk about big data and analytics, and as such, with airlines, it's part of the natural business. The data is collected as part of the natural transaction. So there's a huge opportunity to analyze the data and understand consumer behaviors, improve operational efficiencies. So I read it somewhere that Boeing 787 can create 40 TBs of data per hour of flight. So that's like humongous size of the data, and which can be used for predictive maintenance, improving operational efficiency, and multiple other things which can be done by that. And when it comes to customers, and based on our experience, there are more than 150 customer variables, right from customer planning a journey, on board, post-flight. So there's so many customer behaviors one can capture and understand those customer behaviors and predict those customer behaviors to improve revenues, to improve quality, to improve loyalty. Why analytics? I have seen that aviation sector is still sort of starting its journey on analytics. If you look at some of these companies, banking and credit card industries, I come from a global financial services company in my past job, and their analytics is being used for the last 15, 20 years. And they have been using it for underwriting, risk profiling, predicting consumer behaviors, cross-selling, upselling. And if you look at, I have put in Google and Amazon there. So they are, to me, it's not a retail company. It's not what Google is. They are analytics companies, in my opinion. Amazon is starting something called anticipatory shipping. So what it means is that based on your past purchases and past behaviors and what you have been buying, they would ship products to you. They would ship stuff to you because they know that that's what exactly you want. So there are trends in other industries, and another use case is self-driving cars. Self-driving cars generate 1 GB of data every second, and that real-time information is used to define the direction and the speed. And of course, now the idea is that all these driverless cars will speak to each other, and that will avoid traffic jam, and that will ensure a better route planning. So again, we get into Internet of Things, where machines talk to each other. And earlier I heard on the panel that in aviation also, if you look at the aircraft, the internet sensor, the sensors are part of the aircraft engineering. And those sensors are throwing a lot of data which can be used for predictive maintenance and improving the operational efficiency of the aircraft. So these are some of the other industries which have embraced analytics in a big way. I just picked up these examples from internet. So Ryanair, for example, has been very effectively using analytics to improve their ancillary revenues. United Airlines has also taken advantage of analytics for targeted and dynamic promotional offerings. So for instance, in one of these airlines, they are using it extensively for pricing analytics. So for their executive economy seats, during the week, they're changing the price so frequently, and which help them increase the revenue by more than 15%. If you look at Qantas, Qantas sends 50 emails to a customer every year. And no two customers, I mean, that's what they claim, no two customers get the same email. So there is this concept of one-to-one marketing. You understand the customer so well, and you are sharing and sending relevant offers and relevant deals, whatever the customer is looking for. So you're not just sending any other email to the customer. So typically, if you look at the journey of a customer, right from planning their journey, and they discover and they find out the rates and they compare the prices, then they go on to they select and make a transaction, and they onboard the flight. So at every touch point, and I'm getting more discussing more customer analytics side of things. I'm not touching upon operational efficiency and where the analytics can also be useful. So if you look at the customer cycle, when the customer is planning its journey, so you know exactly if it's an existing customer, so you can segment your customer base. Who's my loyal customer? Who flies frequently? Which sector? What is the customer preference? Do they book it like 30 days out or 90 days out? Do they book in advance or closer to the date of travel? Are they a business traveler or they a family traveler? So there are multiple parameters which are available to profile a customer. And accordingly, one can target those customers so that you can, if you're sending an emailer or whatever it is, you have a click to action in that email so that the person is put onto the platform where the person has the relevant offer and the relevant sector being shown to that person. So you segment your customer base. When the customer is on the website of either an OTA or the airline, there's so many things customers are doing. So they are going through different pages, looking at different kinds of sectors. And then a lot of times they complete the transactions, but at times they don't. So at that point in time, if somebody is coming frequently on the site, so you understand why do they drop off. So a lot of airlines are trying retargeting. When you say retargeting, basically if I have gone through the website but I've not completed the transaction, so you can send that customer an offer or influence this customer to close the transaction.